struggling.
That alienates the people who are struggling.
The terminology is wrong.
Text of resolution.
Text of resolution.
To change the name of Occupy Oakland.
To change the name of Occupy Oakland.
To decolonize Oakland.
To decolonize Oakland.
Oakland is the ancestral homeland.
Oakland is the ancestral homeland
Of the Chochenyo-Ohlone.
of the Chochenyo-Ohlone.
An indigenous community.
An indigenous community
That has no collective territory.
that has no collective territory
Of their own.
of their own.
And no recognized legal status or rights.
And no recognized legal status or rights.
First time
The first time
in 500 years
in 500 years
to really show solidarity
show solidarity
with colonized people
with colonized people
internationally.
internationally.
We stand with this effort
We stand with this effort
as people who understand
as people who understand
that the earth is not ours to steal,
that the earth is not ours to steal,
sell, and give,
sell, and give.
but that it is ours to care for.
Wall Street is about a wall
Wall Street is a wall
that was built to keep the indigenous people out of the New York area.
that was built to keep the indigenous people out of the New York area.
The first stops
The first stops.
were interest in slave ships. That system
That system
is based on land property control.
is based on land property control.
So if we are about occupying,
So we are occupying.
we're about using the same directions that the system uses.
We are about using the same direction that the system uses.
It's about all of us
It's about all of us
recognizing the history
recognizing the history
and the struggles
and the struggles
of whose shoulders
of whose shoulders
we stand on.
we stand on.
Chochenyo-Ohlone
The Chochenyo-Ohlone
have survived a brutal colonial history.
has survived a brutal colonial history
An ongoing occupation.
and ongoing occupation,
Which makes them strong members.
which makes them strong members,
Allies, leaders, and guides.
allies, leaders, and guides.
To the movement of the 99%.
I do not want to fly
Want to fly
on those coattails
on those coattails
of imperialism. And part of the reason
and part of the reason
that people of color
that people of color
have backed up
have backed up
from occupies
occupies
east to west
east to west
is that energy.
is that energy.
Occupy, no.
Occupy no.
Liberemos y decolonizamos el mundo.
Across the country.
And women across the country,
Mostly
mostly
indigenous,
immigrants,
women of color, say that it has nothing to do with us.
to do with us.
Decolonize
Means
that thousands of women
that thousands of women
finally feel like it's representing us.
finally feel like it's representing us.
Decolonize names the problem.
Decolonize is the problem.
Colonization and the movement itself is against the status quo.
The movement itself is against the status quo.
So let's be willing to change the status quo of our own language.
So let's be willing to change the status quo of our own language
And move when better ideas are presented.
and move when better ideas are presented.
This movement got called Occupy because our intention is to occupy all public space that already belongs to us. To reoccupy all space.
It represents occupying the seats of power. It is not a passive.
That my participation in the movement was about occupation. I want to occupy. All the space. That is due to me. Political space. Physical space. Amorous space. Semantic space. Electronic space. The movement reason is because the word decolonize is a negation and therefore a step backwards.
I am in support of this proposal. Because it has already pushed the envelope on the conversation. This conversation has made you uncomfortable. Welcome to my fucking world. This proposal is an emergency. That is 500 and something years old. It is fascinating to me. Our emotional attachment to the capitalist idea of branding.
Earlier it was said that Occupy is about occupying the seats of power. What we are actually talking about is an indigenous framework where the seats of power are in us as individuals.
We will now vote. To reach consensus.
91 voted no. There were 19 stand aside. The percentage of yes. Is 68.5%. The percentage of no. Is 31.5%. The proposal does not pass.
Hell no. Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland!
Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland! Decolonize Oakland!
The reason why we wanted the name change is because we're tired of being alienated. We're tired of being marginalized. And we're tired of being told that we don't have a place down here. This place belongs to us. Everyone. We've been fighting for this shit. For 520 years. Just because you started yesterday. Doesn't invalidate the work that's been done. This place belongs to all of us. And whether you've been down here every day, or whether you just got down here, the reality is this conversation got people to come out and be part of Occupy Oakland. Whether you felt like motherfuckers just got on the scene, they want to be part of this shit too. So figure out you all